This is the brand new electronic shop outlet. No pun intended. This is the brand new... This electronic shop outlet has just moved into the neighborhood. I've heard that the manager's name is Ham Underwood. Everyone knows they sell overpriced junk, but it is conveniently located.
You have a fax.
As soon as I hook up the new fax machine, a fax prints out. Oh, finally. Maybe this is a real case, the kind you get paid for. Countess Rainier. That name smacks of money. Hopefully she doesn't want to hire me to find her lost poodle. As I land my speeder, I see my dream house, only bigger. The butler is a tall, thin man, about 70. He tells me the Countess is expecting me and shows me into a large, lavishly furnished drawing room.
I'm the Countess Rainier. Please, have a seat.
Thank you. You know, I pictured you being, well, older and heavier.
No one is born old, Mr. Murphy. Now, shall we discuss our business while we're still young?
Oh, by all means. Pardon my interruption.
Your services have been recommended to me by a trusted friend who prefers to remain anonymous. Suffice it to say that your unique abilities are what I need right now.
Which of my unique abilities are you referring to?
I'm sure you have many unique abilities. The one I would hire you for is your talent of locating people and things. I've been told this talent has made you some friends and many enemies.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Countess, but wasn't it Roy Rogers who once said, "You can't please all the people all the time"?
Save your homespun humor for a more gullible woman. What I'm asking you to do may make you very unpopular with some people.
Exactly how unpopular are we talking here?
Let me give you some background information, then you can decide for yourself. Some time ago, a family heirloom was stolen from this bungalow. I do keep most of my valuables on my estate in Europe, but on this visit, I brought the piece to show a friend. Within hours of my arrival, I found it stolen, and I have made extensive inquiries trying to retrieve it, but I found out nothing.
Well, I'm sure you have more resources, talking about cash, than I do. You should be able to buy all the information you need. What makes you think that I can help you?
Oh, I don't. I remembered what my friend had told me about you after I had exhausted every other option.
You know, referring to me as your last option could automatically double my fee.
I already planned on paying you much more than your usual fee. I'm a wealthy young woman, Mr. Murphy. To give you an idea, the stolen artifact alone is worth more money than you could earn in 10 lifetimes.
Oh, we'll see about that when I win the clearinghouse sweepstakes.
How quaint. Let's not waste any more time. I need some work done, and I'll pay you well for it.
Well, in my experience, getting paid well is a relative term.
Your obsession with money is appalling.
Oh, I have any number of appalling traits, but I am a good PI.
Well, if you prove to be as good as you think you are, I'll pay your $30,000 finder's fee.
Well, let me think about it. Okay, I'll do it. In fact, I'll even mow your lawn at no charge.
Try to control yourself, Mr. Murphy. I'll expect you to focus all of your energies on this job, and the methods you use to retrieve the artifact are of no interest to me. But as more time elapses, the less likely it is that the item will be found, and for that reason, I must require you to find it and to return it to me within 1 week. And after that, there will be no finder's fee available to you.
Do you pay time and a half after 40 hours? That's a joke.
I have stated my conditions. As to the artifact itself, it is a beautiful statuette made of crystal and shaped in the form of a bird. It has been in my family for countless generations, and as I said, it is extremely valuable. There are many collectors who would stop at nothing to own it. Whoever stole the statuette would undoubtedly have gone to the black market and offered it to the highest bidder.
I think I saw that statuette you're talking about. Someone was selling it on the Home Shopping Network. Boy, I had no idea it was so expensive.
You make jokes, but you cannot possibly know how rare and valuable the statuette is. And now that you have all the necessary information, we'll end this charming visit. Don't bother contacting me until you have the statuette in your possession. And if you are successful in your search, it could change my opinion of you considerably. My valet will give you a retainer of $1,000 on your way out. Goodbye, Mr. Murphy.
I didn't tell the Countess, but I would have done damn near anything for $30,000. Now I've got to find a link to the black market. How hard can it be?
Hey, I heard you took care of Rook. Pretty impressive.
Oh, it was nothing. Just another day at the office.
You know, Tex, it must take quite an effort to be lonely, broke, and still so smug.
Admit it, doll, you love me just the way I am.
Oh, you're right, Tex. You're almost irresistible.
Gee, thanks.
So, is there something you came to ask me about? Apparently, it's a real hot item. The top commodities dealer in the city is named Franco Franco. He probably either has the statuette or knows who has it. I don't know how you're going to find find him, but if you do, be careful.
Hey, Murphy, guess what? We got the guy who robbed those pawn shops. Turned himself in. Can you believe it? Kept babbling something about a clown coming back from the dead to haunt him.
Well, I'm sure you would have caught him anyway. Knowing that you were on his trail probably drove him over the edge.
That butt kissing of yours must be a hard habit to break, eh, Murphy? You must want something. What? He's a big-time crook. Deals with stolen and illegally imported merchandise, especially jade. Sorry, Murphy.
What else can I help you with, Murphy? You know, I subscribe to a trade paper called Jewelry Weekly. In the last issue, it seems to me I saw an advertisement by someone named Franco, who was looking to buy jade. There wasn't anything of interest in the trade paper, so I threw it out. It's probably still in the trash can out back.
Being a movie buff, I've heard of the Alhambra Theater, though I heard it was closed down years ago. Sure enough, it's boarded up, but one of the back doors is unlocked. As soon as I step inside, two lugs the size of refrigerators grab me. I tell them that I have something for Mr. Franco, and one of them walks off. He comes back a minute later and escorts me into the main theater. A Buster Keaton flick is playing. The place is empty except for a man sitting by himself near the front of the theater.
Welcome, Mr. Murphy.
Hey, how do you know my name?
I have my ways. I've been told you're a private eye. As I'm sure you know, I'm strictly a legitimate businessman.
Yeah, you may be legit, but I understand you're pretty jaded.
Oh yes, that I am. Speaking of which, did you bring the item? Ah, A lovely specimen. It will make a fine addition to my collection. Now, I will answer one question to the best of my knowledge.
There's a statuette in the shape of a bird that recently came onto the market. You know who has it?
I know the statuette you're referring to. There were several bidders for it, but I believe it ended up in the hands of Eddie Ching. I can say no more about it. There. Now I've fulfilled my part of the bargain. Don't contact me again. Unless, of course, you find another fine piece of jade. You know the way out.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
Back again, eh, Murphy? What can I help you with? That place is home to more major crime figures than any other place on the planet. Eddie Ching lives there on the entire top floor. Ching's a dangerous customer. He's responsible for half the crime in the city. Pretty sure he owns the police commissioner. We've been told to lay off him.
Looks like no one's home. This is gonna be easier than falling off a horse. This window doesn't want to open up. Maybe if I...
Whoa, whoa!
When I stop bouncing off the awning 2 floors below Ching's place, I realize it'll take more than sheer strength to get into the apartment. Luckily, I noticed something that might help as I bounced by. A sticker on Ching's window said, "Security system installed by Underwood Incorporated."
Back again, huh? What can I do for you?
I understand that you and I are in the same line of moonlighting work.
Really? You do security systems too?
Well, sometimes. Here, let me see if I can find one of my business cards.
Don't worry about it. I always misplace my business cards too. What types of security systems have you worked with?
Let's see. The last job I had was the laser security system at Big Dick's Casino on Mars.
I've heard that's a neat system. But it's nothing compared to the one I just put in.
I'll have you know that I've beaten every security system ever made.
Well, after I installed this system, I tried to beat it, but I couldn't. First, the only possible way to enter the building would be to land on the roof and rappel down. Then, you'd have to cut through the LCD alarm glass. Well, that's not too hard. In fact, I sell a laser blade here that would do it. But once you're inside, every room is flooded with a net of heat and motion sensing beams that could turn an elephant into a brick of carbon. Believe me, it's burglar proof. Listen, this system is top secret, so let's just keep this between us.
Armed with a chintzy electronic shop laser blade, I land my speeder on the roof of the Knickerbocker. Hoping for the best, I rappel down the side and pull out the laser blade. The laser beam cuts through the LCD glass like it was butter. I gingerly crawl through the hole in the window and find myself inside Eddie Ching's library. Either I'm exaggerated or the laser fields aren't turned on. This must be my lucky day. There's something different about this book. Just call it PI's instinct. Aha, I knew it. A key. Well, that's not gonna work. This must be the only door out of the library. That's not gonna work. So these are the laser nets Ham was talking about. There's a power box at the far end of the hallway with a button flashing. Maybe if I can hit that button, it'll turn off the laser nets. Man, this security system is tough. My brilliant shot didn't turn off the beams, it just popped open the power box. Looks like there's a lever that needs to be pulled down. Hopefully my old horseshoe tossing skills haven't left me. I'll need to find something fairly heavy. As soon as the ring hits the lever, the laser net shuts down. Now I should have the run of the apartment. If the statuette's here, Ching probably has it well hidden. There is a Geiger in the terrarium. Little bugger's a land piranha. It's illegal even to own one of these. I don't know what I'll do with a small, ravenous Geiger. Oh well, everybody needs a pet. That's a quality mahogany table. At least Ching's got good taste. This security card must operate a door or panel in the apartment. Sounds like something big moved back in the library when I used Ching's key on the switch lock. I better go take a look. But look what's behind the bookcase. A secret room. I love secret rooms. This painting sticks out from the wall more than the others do. This sign apparently has something to do with the lever. Sign was certainly dusty. Sign was certainly dusty. This must be the Countess' statuette. I guess she wasn't exaggerating when she said how valuable it was. Come on. Looks like Ching needs to install a better security system. Countess will be glad to get this statuette back, almost as glad as I'll be to take her money. I'll return the statuette to her first thing in the morning. Oh, I am one tired hombre. I can't wait to... Oh, shoot. I go through all that work to get the statuette out of Ching's place, and I leave it in the damn speeder. And I didn't even roll up the windows. I am such an idiot. head feels like it's been pounded with a lead pipe. I guess it wasn't a bad dream after all. I wonder how I got here to my office. All I remember is flying pipe and stars. Damn it! After all the trouble I went to get that stupid statuette, someone just walks up and takes it like candy from a baby. And my wallet's gone too. I hope somebody on the street saw me get jumped. I've got 29,000 reasons to get that crystal bird back. Hopefully I haven't used my tube of miracle facial cream. It should help reduce the swelling and make me look almost human again. These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city. Francesca Lucido makes the spiciest pizza in the city. The only thing spicier than her cooking is her imagination. And right now she seems to have a thing for me.
Oh, Tex, why can't all men be like you?
What do you mean, broke, stubbly, and undependable?
Listen, Tex, you are a dream compared to that pig husband of mine. Sal's gone too far this time, and I've got to do something about him. It's humiliating the way he's been flaunting his latest affair with some floozy. If I had some hard proof he's been sleeping around, I could finally divorce him and get some money from him.
You know, Fran, a good PI like myself can come up with hard proof in his sleep.
I bet you can, mister. And that's why I'd like to make a deal with you. I saw you get jumped last night. Sal told me to keep quiet and that telling you would put my life in danger. But I'm willing to talk if you'll get me some proof that Sal is having an affair. Then I could divorce him and get some of the money he's been hiding away all these years.
You drive a hard bargain, Francesca. But I need a lead on my case, so I'll see what I can dig up on Sal.
I don't know anything about the girl Sal is seeing. I've gone through his things, but haven't been able to find anything except for this note. I think it's meant to be a coded message. I'm sorry I don't have anything more for you to work with. Let me know when you've got something.
What can I get you?
a matter of fact, he just left. You'd probably be interested to know that he tore up a note and left it in the trash.
Louis tells me he just took the garbage and dumped it in the trash can just outside the Bruin stew.
This guy comes up to me and says he don't like you hanging around here. So he gives me a bunch of money and says he'll pay me more if I keep you out of here until he goes away.
Boy, word travels fast. Sal must have heard I was working for Franny. I heard Sal visits here a lot, and I'd like to get inside and look around, but Arda won't let me in. Maybe he'd let someone else in, though. Now I've got an Inspector Burns disguise that would fool his own mother. It certainly ought to do the trick on a goofball like Ardo.
It's my hero, Inspector Burns.
And you must be Fire Ranger Ardo, my biggest fan in the entire world.
Yes, sir, Inspector Burns. You must have got the letter I sent you.
Well, of course I did, Ardo. You know, I read all my fan letters.
I know you do, Inspector Burns. You're the best. Well, I'm all ready to inspect the hotel for fire safety.
Well, that's fine, Ardo. Open up those doors for me and I'll inspect your hotel rooms.
All right. I'll open the doors, Inspector Burns.
After a few minutes, I find the door to the Regency Escort Service Hotel Suite. The door's locked, but there's a security panel on the wall beside it. Looks like it requires a password. So this is the Regency Escort Service Love Suite. Now that I'm in, I'll need to find something to prove that Sal's been a frequent customer. Plastic plants, as always, at the... A list of names, all female. Looks like Sal's a regular here at the Love Suite. Apparently this closet doesn't Looks like the upper left drawer is locked. I'll bet I could open it if I had something to pick the lock. The camera. Too bad there's no film in it. There's no dust on it, though. Must have been used recently. A Larson grand piano. Good evening, ladies and charms. I'm your entertainer tonight, Mr. Franco Spinoza. I'm gonna be playing some songs that I know you'll love. Listen to this one. Hard and cold, it's what it does to me. Hot and cold, the shower sprays on me. La la, hey. French doors with American knobs. Lavish. This vase looks like it was mounted here to hold flowers. Someone's dropped a cork into this mounted vase. The opening's too narrow to get my hand in. I'd break it, but it looks like it's made out of saranite, that new unbreakable plastic. The cork looks like a typical champagne cork with some wire mesh on it. Wire mesh. Well, that's not gonna work. That hot tub actually looks like it might be fun. Or maybe too much fun. As I fill up the mounted vase, the champagne cork floats to the top. I'm just gonna reach in and pick it up. I can just get this piece of wire. There we go. Well, I guess one of the escort girls left her bikini top. Looks like a couple of objects have fallen into the drain. With that screwdriver, I could undo the screws on this drain cover and get that roll of film. That's the Photomatic Plus Film Developing Kit. How convenient. I can't get that while the Ford... These pictures are sick. Francesca will be so happy.
Well, gorgeous, you're back. Did you get the evidence I need?
I think I might. Let me look inside my overcoat.
Oh, excellent! This will do the job nicely. I'll answer all your questions now. I was up late, having some espresso, then I saw you get jumped. The guy who hit you was real small, maybe a 5'6", 130 pounds. I didn't see his face. He took your package you were carrying, then ran off. It looked like a professional hit, but he wasn't trying to kill you. Believe me, if he wanted to, he could have. After the first guy took off, I saw another guy come running down from your office. He bent over you and went through your coat. Then he ran off too. I recognized the second guy. He was a mutant named Pug. In fact, I remember seeing him hanging around your office for the past few days. Anyway, I went over to make sure you were okay. Sal showed up a few minutes later and I made him carry you up to your office. That's all I know. Pug is ugly as sin and smells like he sleeps in a latrine. On and off for the past week or so, I've seen him keeping an eye on your office.
Hiya, Murphy. When will you see my new nose? I'm so excited. I'm gonna look and feel like a new man.
Well, Beak, not to be rude, but I would have used the gift certificate if I'd had even one thing that needed fixing. I guess I'm just blessed.
Ah, geez, Murphy. You don't gotta rub it in. What do you want? Well, Pug and I used to hang out sometimes, but I haven't seen him for a while. I heard he's gotten a job of some kind. He doesn't work very often, and he usually sleeps in a box down by the Snow White warehouse.
Following Beak's instructions, I hang around the warehouse. Not long after, a gust of wind carries a horrible stench into my nasal passages. I turn and see a shadowy figure waddle into the alley.
The way you look at me, it makes me nervous.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Pug. I'm here for a friendly chat.
You mean you're not here to hurt me?
Now, why would I want to pound on you, little buddy?
Oh, no reason. I guess I thought you were someone else. I must be going now.
Listen, I brought my gun. I don't fire as many warning shots as I used to.
This talk of guns has frightened me. I think I've soiled myself.
I think you should talk to me while you've still got teeth. And talk faster. I can't take the sound of your voice much longer.
The way you're threatened has caused me to wet myself. Why are you treating me like I'm some kind of criminal?
I don't know. 'Cause you are one?
You're a cynical person, if you'll forgive my saying so.
Okay, I forgive you. Now would you please just hand over my wallet?
Here's your wallet. You will see I have spent very little of your money. Tell me, how did you find me?
Well, you're pretty sneaky, but someone saw you rob me. They also said you were tailing me.
I was hired to follow you. I provide people with information through ways of my own.
People actually hire you? Who's the sap that had you following me?
I was hired by an old PI who called himself the Colonel. He paid me to follow you and report back on everyone I saw you talk to. He also wanted me to tell him if I saw you with a little statue of a bird. He told me very little else, though he said that he had to find out if you could be trusted. There, I have told you everything I know. Now let me go, and I shall not bother you again.
The Colonel was my mentor in the detective biz. When I was a young, idealistic crime fighter, I didn't understand some of the Colonel's unethical PI methods. I reported the Colonel to the PI licensing board and his license was temporarily revoked. In the years since, I've come to understand and even occasionally use the Colonel's questionable methods, but we've never made up. I haven't seen the Colonel's office since we fell out 15 years ago. From the look of the exterior, the Colonel's kept it up nicely. I knock on the door and it swings open. The place is trashed.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to put off that trip to the Caribbean. Maybe permanently.
My God, what happened? Who did this to you?
A chameleon. Some kind of shapeshifter. I swear it's the devil himself.
What did he want? Why did he attack you?
Oh, he thought I had it. When he found out I didn't, he tried to torture me into telling him where it was. Yeah, he got impatient, stuck a knife in my chest. I must have passed out. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Well,
what was he looking for?
The winter chip. The cult wants it. They're planning a doomsday party. They're afraid whoever's got the chip might stop them. You're gonna have to find it and get it to Capricorn. Yeah, they know what to do with it.
But I don't know where to look. You gotta give me some help.
There's no time. There's a disc by the bookcase. It's got information on that winter chip. Don't fail me, Tex. I hope to God you've learned something after all these years.
I fly the Colonel to the hospital and the attendants rush him into surgery, but won't tell me what his chances are. I know I should go and search the Colonel's office for the disc he referred to, but I'm having a hard time keeping my eyelids popped open. I decide to go back to my office for a couple of hours of shut-eye. As I open the door, I catch a whiff of expensive perfume, then feel my jaw slam into a brick wall. When my vision clears, I'm seated across from a beautiful Oriental woman with matching goons on either side of me.
Good evening, Mr. Murphy. Please, have a seat.
Oh, you must be from the massage palace. Wait a second, I'll get my towel.
You are either braver or more foolish than I thought. No one talks to Eddie Ching like that.
Oh, yeah? Well, why don't you bring him by and we'll just see about that.
I am Eddie Ching, you moron. Now sit down and shut up. I have learned that you were hired to steal a statuette from my apartment. I admire the skill you display in doing so, but I must now ask you to return the bird to me.
Life is hard, Ching. I was hired to return the statuette to its rightful owner. Unfortunately, someone stole it from me before I could return it to her.
It's gone? You imbecile! Have you no idea what you've done? You were set up. The person who hired you belongs to a group so powerful, they may hold the fate of the world in their hands. The statuette is worthless, except to this cult. And I went to great lengths to keep it from them. And all it took was one idiotic PI to give these fanatics the talisman they need to loose the demons of hell upon the earth.
I'm sorry, who knew?
You obviously don't understand what I'm saying. With the statuette, the cult will fulfill its prophecies, unleashing an unimaginable flood of destruction. The prophecy is supposed to be fulfilled in 6 days. If the statuette is not recovered before then, nothing will matter. We'll all be dead.
Well, it's a fascinating story, but why are you telling me?
The cult knows about me. They tried several times to steal the statuette once they learned I had it. They will not allow me or my operatives to obstruct their plans. You, however, they do not consider to be a threat. The cult is behind the crusade for genetic purity. I don't know any more than what I've told you, except for the identity of the man who set you up. He is known as the Chameleon. If you can find him, you will be within reach of the statuette. You should realize that your blunder makes you responsible for 10 billion lives. Hope for your own sake that you can succeed where more powerful people cannot. Let this be a reminder to you not to repeat your mistakes. If you fail, I will see you in hell.
So, did he have the chip or not?
I never found out. My usual methods of persuasion weren't working, so I had to get a little more forceful. Next thing I know, his lights go out. I think I killed him.
Dead men don't help us. We've got to find out about that chip. If the Colonel didn't have the chip, then he probably sent it to Murphy. Stick around and keep tabs on him until the last second. But don't kill him. If the chip doesn't show up, make sure Murphy doesn't blunder into our path. If you find the chip, destroy it. Then you can do what you want with Murphy.
Maybe I need a career change. 2 days in a row waking up in a semi-conscious stupor is enough for anybody. My nose is so sore my eyes water when I inhale and all my front teeth shift slightly when I exhale. On top of all this, I found out that the world population could be annihilated because of me. That's just too much guilt to heap on a guy at this hour of the morning. Looks like I'm on my own. I'll need to find that disc the Colonel referred to. And what about that Countess? Was she on the level or was she just feeding me a line? Okay, there's something wrong with this picture. When I was here before, the place looked like a palace. Now it looks like the aftermath of an IRS auction. Somebody wanted me to believe the person I talked to was a real countess. Now I can see I've been played for a sucker. But who set me up and why? Whoever that was that met me here the other night may have set me up, but I'll bet you didn't get her cleaning deposit back. The ashtray's loaded with expensive imported cigarette butts. Whoever that was that met me here the other night may... Whoever that was... The decorative mantel really sets off the fireplace. As trash cans go. There's a bald eagle perched on the chandelier. Man, now that the animal rights lobby is huge, bald eagles are everywhere. They're worse than pigeons. The front door was open when I got here. The eagle must have flown in. Looks like it's got a bright cigarette case in its claws. I've heard that eagles are attracted to shiny objects. There's only one cigarette left in the case. Maybe I'll keep it around for a smoking emergency. When I get to the colonel's office, the police are just leaving. They tell me they've combed the place and come up empty. I'm not surprised. As I step inside, I try to remember what the colonel told me. Something about a winter chip and an emergency disc hidden somewhere in the display case. Maybe the info on the disc will tell me something about this chameleon. Maybe there's more to this watch than meets the eye. What's this? It's a secret compartment. Small table's a perfect resting place for a glass of scotch. Too bad the colonel got rid of his liquor cabinet. nothing's coming up. I'll need to load up a disk before I get any information off this computer.
Who are you? What do you want?
My name's Tex. Will you marry me?
Well, that's very sweet, but I'm like seeing someone and he's gonna be here soon, so if you'll excuse me.
I'm not looking for a date, sweetheart. I'm here to let you know that your boyfriend won't be coming by tonight. Maybe ever. Someone tried to murder the Colonel. I don't know if he's gonna make it. He may be dead now for all I know.
The Colonel? Dead? I can't believe it! I guess we won't be going to Bermuda next week.
Bermuda, huh? You know, if you have your tickets already, it'd be a shame to waste them.
Hold on a second. How do I know that you didn't, like, kill the Colonel?
Well, he's not dead yet. I have something for you from the Colonel.
Okay, let's see it. There wasn't any money in it? Okay, I guess I can answer a few questions. Well, he was nice to me, so I was nice to him. I mean, it was fun. I feel kind of bad now, though, because he gave me this package that I wasn't supposed to open unless something happened to him, but I opened it anyway. And I was so disappointed because there was nothing in it except for this stupid key. No money, no jewels, no nothing. Sure, I guess you can take it. I don't even know where I'd use it.
These documents are all in code. Hopefully the Colonel's got some sort of decoding manual around here.
Back again? You know, I've been thinking, I think we could, like, be friends. You know, I think you should stick around and talk to me for a while, because, I don't want to be lonely.
Nice try, sister. I'd fall for your lines if I hadn't been around the block before. In a couple of days, you'd have my heart and probably several other vital organs sitting on your mantle like trophies.
I feel like you know me somehow. Ask me anything you want. Oh, yeah, I got another dumb letter from the Colonel. I mean, there were some, like, numbers and stuff written on a piece of paper inside. You can have it. I can't even understand what it is.
Boy, the chameleon sure was in a destructive mood. Now, this could be helpful in decoding the Colonel's file. I couldn't believe it when the name Elena Moore appeared in the Colonel's decoded files. I used to date her sister a few years back. Elena was an annoying 12-year-old who had a knack for entering rooms at the wrong time. It's obvious she still recognizes me when she opens the motel room door. So you're little Allie Moore, huh? Last time I saw you, you were quite a pest. And you'd just gotten your braces put on, right?
Yeah, but that was quite a while ago, Tex, and I've grown up. You know, I used to have quite a crush on you.
Yeah, I remember. Speaking of crushed, how's your sister? I haven't seen her since our nasty little breakup.
She got married a few years ago. In fact, it was Debbie's husband who helped me get hired at GRS. It's been just over a year. Since then, I've worked as Marcus Tucker's personal secretary. He's the director of GRS.
So what does GRS do specifically?
They do genetic research, gene mutations, genetic viruses, that sort of thing. It was very professional, high-tech. GRS hired only the best young scientists. But from the beginning, everything seemed really mysterious and secretive.
Is that why you quit?
I didn't leave until I started receiving the threatening notes. At first I didn't take them seriously, but they kept coming. I decided to get away and use my vacation time. But when I got back, someone had gone through my apartment. That's when I checked into this motel.
How did the Colonel find you?
I don't know. He just appeared here one day. It took him a while to convince me that I could trust him. But now, for all I know, he's dead. I'm scared, Tex. Really scared.
Look, I'll do what I can to help you, but I need to know everything. Why do you think someone at GRS wants you out of the way?
I'm not sure. Since I was Mr. Tucker's assistant for a couple years, I had access to most of his files. Maybe someone thinks I saw something I shouldn't have.
Well, since you don't work at GRS anymore, why do you think your life's in danger?
The last day I came to work, I got a note that said my life was in immediate danger. When I saw that someone had broken into my apartment, I knew that I wouldn't be safe anywhere.
Sounds like my next move ought to be to GRS. Can you help me get in?
Yes, I still have a pass key to the main doors. You can take it, but please be careful. GRS has a 24-hour security watch. With the colonel in the hospital, I have no one to turn to. I don't know if I should, but I'm going to trust you.
I tell Elena to sit tight and wait for me till I get back. I also warn her to keep the door locked and not open it for anyone except me. Elena obviously doesn't know anything more than what she's told me. She's given me the break I need, though, a pass key to GRS. Like the colonel, I have a feeling that GRS will provide a few answers. The GRS office complex is located in the heart of New San Francisco. Elena's passkey gets me into the lobby, which is empty. A directory shows Marcus Tucker's office on the 4th subterranean level. I take the elevator down. Before the doors open, I hear a warning.
Attention! Lethal security probe on premises.
Where am I? Is this a dream?
Not quite, Murphy. You are dead.
Dead? Wow. Then you're the big PI in the sky?
That's right, Murphy. But now is not the time for you to be here. Your life must be restored so that you may fulfill a higher purpose. There is a vast and malignant evil at work on the earth, and fate, for some reason that even I cannot fathom, has chosen you to oppose it.
But why me?
I'm no more thrilled about it than you are. Nevertheless, your fate has been decided. I will do what I can to help you make your way, but only you can fulfill your destiny. Now, go back and try not to get yourself killed again. You will know when the time is at hand. Try to move a little faster this time. If you get out of this alive, do me a favor and start getting some regular exercise. And it wouldn't hurt to lay off the smokes and booze for a while either.
GRS.
Computer passcard required to access this computer. Warning. Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
In case you've forgotten, the fourth rule of a PI
Warning. Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
guy. He must have tripped something on the console, or maybe the old roast beef sandwich spontaneously combusted. At least he got the door open for me.
Warning. Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
Try to move a little faster this time. If you get out of this alive, Try to move a little faster.
Now I'm set up to play a laser disc.
Warning. Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
Locked. Looks like Tucker's access panel is turned on. No entry without a pass key.
Try to move a little faster. Try to move a little faster this time. If you get out of this...
Well, that's not gonna work. This panel must control access to the safe. Looks like it's a voice-activated ID system. My guess is that only Marcus Tucker's voice will work on this system.
2. Access the safe. Please prepare for voice ID verification. Please speak your name now.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Hello, I'm Marcus Tucker. Hello, I'm Marcus Tucker. Hello, I'm Marcus Tucker.
Stand by for DNA scan. DNA incompatible. Attention, security, intruder on premises.
Let's take a look at this Buddha. Whoops. So clumsy. Well, I'll be darned. This must be the winter chip. And it was right here under the cult's nose the whole time. This must be one of the winter chips the Colonel referred to. That watch's secret compartment may be the safest place for me to hide the winter chip. That watch is secret. This drawer got pretty. An old piece of masking tape is stuck here. Looks like some numbers are printed on it. 142235. Probably doesn't mean a thing. Another Playbub magazine. Say what you will, but I love the articles. Cabinet is handcrafted oak, my favorite kind. Well, that's not gonna work. 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 My home movies would look great on that screen. There must be a remote control panel that controls this video screen. Maybe it's somewhere on the conference table. Locked. Looks like a state-of-the-art VCR. I should turn on the VCR first. Okay, it's turned on now. My home movies would look great on that screen. There must be a remote control panel that controls this video screen. Maybe it's somewhere on the conference table.
Though not an effective way to infect the mass population, the viral powder combined with tobacco then inhaled is the quickest way to provoke death. Witness its effects on the traitor Paul Dubois. On a larger scale, the virus can be introduced into the upper atmosphere by means of dispenser satellites. With proper flight path alignment and a minimum of 100 dispensers, Earth's atmosphere could be thoroughly saturated within 12 hours. Once in the atmosphere, the viral molecules bond to condensing moisture and create a seeding effect. The ensuing rainstorms would bring the virus down to the planet's surface. As we have witnessed, the effect of the virus is almost instantaneous, and the entire fauna population of the Earth should expire within several days at most. While this method of extermination is thorough, its residual effects are significant. The atmosphere will continue to cycle the virus for years until natural decay and filtering cause the viral strain to become a negligible portion of the atmosphere. We estimate that this process will require a minimum of 30 years to complete.
Let's take a look at this thing. What do we have here? It's like a computer access card. There's a name and
Computer passcard required to access this computer. Thank you.
Just standard office desks. It's a memo. It says, memo to Marcus Tucker. This disc was confiscated from Ava Shansi before she was imprisoned on the Moonchild. We are still searching her personal effects for any sign of the winter chip.
Computer passcard required to access this computer.
This computer card belonged to Ava.
Thank you.
Nothing's coming up. I'll need to load up a disk before I get any information off this computer.
I've made initial contact with the cult. The Colonel's information was right on. There are at least 2 employees here that are members. I haven't been able to find a solid link between GRS and the cult, but I'm sure Tucker knows what's going on. Over the past month, I've been letting people know that I support the eugenics movement. Finally, I was contacted today by a cult member named Murray. He's a project supervisor. I'll be attending an initiating meeting tomorrow night. I've gotten to know one of the young researchers, Paul Dubois. I'm fairly sure he knows nothing about the cult. He told me that Tucker doesn't trust most of his staff and has the project groups working separately. 9 or 10 people came to the meeting in Tucker's office. The only ones I knew were Tucker, Murray, and Paul. I got the name of only one other cult member, a creepy little Nazi named Camden Leander. He seemed to be the highest-ranking member. I didn't learn much. They seemed more concerned with grilling me and Paul. I don't think Paul is cut out for the cult. I think he's attended the meetings to get to know me. I've advised him to get out while he can. Also, there's a young woman named Elena Moore who works as Tucker's assistant. She doesn't seem to know what's going on here. I think she knows too much, and she'll probably be eliminated when the current project is finished. I've warned her to get out of the company. It looks like the project is almost completed. The cult members are ecstatic. I keep hearing them use the words purification and illuvion. I don't know what they mean, but whatever's going to happen is going to happen soon. I'm not going to use a chip until I have a better idea of what they're up to. At our last meeting, there was an older man. He looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. Apparently, he's in charge. I noticed him staring at me during the meetings. Afterwards, he pulled me aside and said there would be a special place for me in the new order. I'm going to play along.
This type of safe requires a 6-digit code to open. If the people who worked here are anything like me, they would have written the code somewhere in case they forgot it. Viral powder for cigarettes? A cigarette load is a classic practical joke, but this is ridiculous. viral powder? Sure, I'm glad to be out of GRS. I'll need to catch a few winks before I go anywhere else. First thing in the morning, I'll need to go back and check on Elena.
There's been a change in plans. You and I have a date with destiny. Let's go.
It feels like I've been asleep for about 10 seconds when I hear something moving through the office.
Hello again, Murphy. Remember me? If not, how about now? The ability to change forms is a talent I was born with. The metamorphosis is difficult to explain, but I've found it quite useful. I haven't had a chance to thank you for your efforts to our cause. You did us a great favor in retrieving the statuette. It was the last key to fulfilling our ancient prophecies. Now we wait until the appointed time. Incidentally, I've kidnapped your girlfriend. I know you're looking for a certain computer chip. Abandon your search now, and I won't harm Miss Moore. It would be a shame to kill her. Besides, it's not easy stuffing a head into one of those water coolers. Just ask your friend Pug. He's cooling off right now.
I tried for an hour to get Pug's head out of the water cooler, but it was no dice. The police showed up and thought about grilling me until they realized Pug was a mutant, and it was like they couldn't care less. That's the trouble with this world. A life's still a life, whether it's mine or Pug's, it still has to count for something. If a crime to humanity is committed, someone should have to pay for it. The chameleon had killed Pug for no good reason and had kidnapped Elena. I'm not about to let him get away with it. Not today. my shiny but cheaply made fax.
Hiya, Murphy.
Viral powder for cigarettes? A cigarette load is a classic practical joke, but this is ridiculous. Viral powder for cigarettes? I heard that some rich guy a few years back bought the remaining pieces of an ancient European castle. This must be the place. As I approach the coordinates given in the shredded note from GRS, I see a massive structure jutting out from a deeply forested area. The bastion looks like a medieval castle, but there's nothing romantic about this place. It seems to lay there, a festering evil, like a paper cut gone bad. From here I can get a good look at the chameleon. He's pacing around, smoking like a brush fire and talking to himself. I don't know what he's smoking, but he looks higher than an infield fly. I've got to distract him somehow and get him out of the room. Then I'll figure out a way to get him out of here for good. It's the chameleon. Looks like he's enjoying his rich imported cigarette. Maybe I can get him to stop smoking permanently. First I'll have to create some sort of a smoke screen and get him out of the main room. The chameleon has a lane and a laser field. The effect of the beam is probably keeping her sedated. With the chameleon out of the way, I can find out how to shut it off. Well, I'll be darned. That's Uncle Morty. That's an odd place for a vase. Wonder if I could use it as a distraction. Okay, the cigarette's in place. Now if you'll just go for it. Yeah, here he comes. Come on. Come on. Over to the table for some real smoking enjoyment. He's got it. That's it. Smoke away, sucker. Gotcha. Didn't anyone ever tell you these things can kill you?
I underestimated you, Murphy. Viral powder in my cigarette. Very clever. You're a worthy opponent.
Well, you know, I think the world would be a much nicer place without people like you. People who go around stuffing other people's heads into water coolers.
But you've accomplished nothing. Except now, I'll be a martyr in the new order. And you'll die with all the other vermin in the great alluvion. And when the earth has returned to a state of perfection, and the purified races return after the waiting, my name will live forever.
Yeah, I guess that's good in theory. Too bad you won't be around to enjoy it.
Death means nothing. I would die 1,000 times to help fulfill the sacred prophecy. Enjoy your victory while you can, Murphy. Tomorrow night, you will die.
I caught a lucky break getting rid of the chameleon this easy. Death is always an ugly business, but if anyone deserved it, he did. Now I've got to get Elena out of the force field.
Tex! I knew you'd come. That monster came to the motel. He looked just like you. So I opened the door. He must have knocked me out. It was terrible, the things he said to me. Oh, Tex, hold me. Kiss me.
Sorry, Elena. But like I was told long ago, guns don't kill detectives. Love does. Besides, every time I look at you, I can't help but think of your sister, and that gives me a stomachache.
But Tex, I think I'm in love with you.
Look, I'm sorry, but I've been burned a few too many times, and your sister was a real flamethrower.
Are you sure there's nothing I can do to make you stay?
Do you play Twisty? Nah, never mind. I guess I should have told you about my vow of chastity. But right now, I got a job to do, and I've got to do it alone. Unless I stop the cult from executing their plan, we're all gonna be toast.
Men worth having are always running off. Maybe it wouldn't work out for us anyway. If they don't kill you, let me buy you a drink. I owe you a big one.
Look, Elena, you don't owe me a thing. But maybe you could help me, because what I really need right now is a good lead.
The chameleon said that he was supposed to meet up with someone named Feral Puss at a place called the Broken Skull. Does that help?
Yeah, it does, as a matter of fact.
He summoned to his presence 1,000 hale and light-hearted friends to the deep seclusion of one of his castellated abbeys. This was an extensive and magnificent structure, the creation of the prince's own eccentric yet august taste. A strong and lofty wall girdled it in. Without was the Red Death.
Is that the final group?
Yes, brother. Everyone has arrived.
And all the provisions are stored. What about the wine? We hadn't received the shipment when I last checked inventory.
All is in order, brother. We have sufficient supplies to take us into the next century.
Excellent. I will notify the master that everything is prepared. The celebration is set to begin at the appointed hour.
The way station is small, with a diameter of maybe 5,000 meters. I have no problem finding the Broken Skull, which turns out to be a typical off-world saloon. The kind of place where all the booze is watered down, the prices are tripled, and the waitresses all have fresh stitches on their foreheads. It's strangely quiet, though, and the dame behind the bar looks like she'd just as soon cut my throat as pour me a drink.
So what'll you have?
Give me 4 fingers of rye whiskey. Neat.
You know, we don't take American Express. Cash customers only.
You take out-of-state cash?
We'll take any cash with the Made in the USA logo on it.
I got a $100 bill. It's all dirty and crumpled. Could you toss it in the trash for me?
Put your money where your mouth is, Rockefeller. Okay, moneybags. One question.
Can you help me find a ride to the Moonchild?
Do you have the token?
Let me check. No, I must be in my other overcoat.
Look, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I mean, maybe you're one of us, and maybe you're just an idiot. Go find your token. If you come back here without it, don't plan on leaving.
Did you forget something? The chameleon said something about using an old silver dollar as a token.
What now, Murphy? Yeah, I've got a couple of old Susan B. Anthony silver dollars in my coin collection. They're pretty expensive. I guess I do owe you something.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah. It went through the wash, but I think it'll work.
Well, let's see it. I haven't got all day. Okay. Go knock on that door and say Jax or Bitter. The man you need to see is in there.
I walk down a hall and look at the name tag on the door. Feral Puss. Must be a charming guy. I call out the password and a gravelly, grating voice calls loudly for me to come in. As I step into the back room, I'm blasted by an aromatic wave of cigar smoke, alcohol, fish, and body sweat. The combination almost knocks me out. The room is empty except for a bloated hog of a man who seems to be the source of all the foul odors.
I ain't seen you here before. Who the hell are you?
My friends call me Tex. You can call me Mr. Murphy, unless you'd like to be my friend.
You know, I made a bet that you wasn't stupid enough to use your real name. I guess we both lose, Murphy.
You know, Mr. Puss, it's not only rude, but it's also illegal to point a Lester flame rod at a total stranger.
Ha ha! You're not a total stranger. I've been waiting for you for a while now. Though I thought you was gonna come up with that chameleon.
So you're disappointed the chameleon isn't here, huh? Why? Was he your girlfriend?
Hell, I ought to blow your head off right now. But I ain't gonna. I like watching you sweat.
You know, I bet you do. Probably makes your own body odor less noticeable.
Watch your mouth, boy, or I'll blow your damn head off. My boss told me that when you got here, I should take care of you. Now sit down!
Well, great. I'd like a Mai Tai with 2 umbrellas and a nice plate of those cocktail weenies.
I don't think so. I think you wanted me to slit your throat. But there ain't no sport in that. So I'm gonna give you a chance to beat the odds.
Oh, I've beaten a few odds in my time.
I'll guarantee you haven't beaten this. I call it the Feralette table. 3 of them balls are hollow, and there's a spy drone in each one. They're little robotic arachnids with nasty stingers.
Well, dare I ask what's in the 4th ball?
Inside that one is part of a ticket to the Moonchild. I'll mix them around. Then you just have to pick the ball with the ticket and open it up. Do that 4 times, and I'll take you to the Moonchild.
Sounds like the old shell game to me.
Close enough. Here's the ball with the ticket. Let's play. Okay, pick a ball. Any ball. Beginner's luck. Let's see how you do this time. Damn it! I guess I need to speed up the balls a little bit. Well, 3rd time's the charm. For me. Lucky today, aren't we? I can't wait to see a spy drone tear your head off. No one's gotten this far before, Murphy. It'd be a real shame if you screwed up now. Damn you, Murphy! I wanted to see you die! But we did make a deal. I'm taking a few people up to the Moonchild in a couple of hours. You can go with us. I have some business to take care of. Wait at the bar until we leave. Drinks are on me. Be sure to ask for the house special. It's my favorite.
Sit down, brother. Have a drink. It's on the house.
Thanks. Make it bourbon neat. So, when we leaving?
Oh, it won't be long now. The purification will be tomorrow at midnight.
Yeah, sounds like fun. By the way, Farrell told me to ask about the house special.
Oh, really? Well, Farrell's always been partial to the house special. Here you go.
I'd really rather have a few fingers of bourbon.
Try this first. Could make you swear off bourbon. So, you're Tex Murphy. Well, we're gonna make your trip as comfortable as possible. Nighty-night!
The figure was tall and gaunt, and in the costume and bearing of the stranger neither wit nor propriety existed. There are chords in the hearts of the most reckless which cannot be touched without emotion. Even with the utterly lost, to whom life and death are equally jests, there are matters of which no jest can be made.
I must have died and gone to heaven. Except I don't think people in heaven have raging hangovers. I must be on the Moonchild. I have to admit, it is incredible. I could get used to living in a place like this. I've never seen anything so beautiful. What's that sound? Something's coming this way.
Wake up, Mr. Murphy. We'll have no sleeping through the greatest event in the history of the world. I'm so glad you could join us on this sacred day. Maybe you don't recognize me. It has been some time. Lowell Percival, at your service. You did a job for me on Mars a few years back. Cleverness, tenacity, both then and now, have shown me that you belong here. In fact, I need to thank you for securing the statuette for us. The flawless crystal and the symbolic purity of the dove are the foundation of our beliefs. Our sacred text has said that our destiny would be secure only if we had the statuette in our possession. We are deeply in your debt. In an hour or so, we will fulfill an ancient prophecy, specifically the purification by means of the Great Alluvion. It is a fabulous name for a somewhat nasty process. Those creative minds at GRS worked extra hard for a long time to make our prophecy a reality. It was quite a challenge to come up with a plan that would match the details of the Great Alluvion as it is described in our sacred text. Cost me a fortune. Now everything's prepared. At midnight, I will become the savior of our dying world. The earth has become a rotting shell, inhabited by a mongrel breed of half-humans that infest the pure races with their filthy, mutated genes. Is that to be the fate of mankind? The earth must be thoroughly cleansed for mankind to be saved. Soon, will release the seeds of purification. The great alluvion, the baptism of fire, which follows will destroy all life on earth. But from the ashes will arise a glorious new age. In keeping with the sacred prophecies, we'll wait 40 years here on the Moon Child. Then our genetically pure children will return to a world that, like them, is clean and unspoiled. Though I may not live to see it, I will die peacefully, knowing that I have given mankind a purified world. I designed this Moon Child to be the Ark of humanity, but it is also a splendid place to spend the next 40 years. We have it all here: aquariums, aviaries, zoos with animals of all kinds, forests, rivers, mountains, nightclubs, ballparks, everything you could ever want. And the people, only the creme de la creme: architects, bankers, doctors, artists, musicians, and a former president. And as for the women, they're all beautiful, intelligent, accomplished. 1,000 men, women, and children, all bound together by belief and purpose, a desire to create a world free of imperfections, a society of harmony, peace, without fear, without crime. Share in our dream, Mr. Murphy. You have less than an hour to decide. I can't allow you to attend the big purification party, but I'll be down to see you right after. I'm sure you'll agree that your options are limited.
So, Lowell Percival is behind all this. His offer is tempting. It sounds like paradise. And there's probably no way to stop the cult now, so maybe I should just make the best of it. Hold on, Murphy. Don't forget what they've got in mind. They intend to wipe out every person that doesn't have to meet their standards. I wouldn't last very long in a club like this. I could never be part of their brotherhood. I've got to find a way to stop them, but I'm gonna need some help. If Ava Shanzi is still alive and I can find her, the two of us might be able to figure something out. Maybe it's too late, but I've got to do something. I looked through the pockets of my overcoat, but they've taken everything. All I've got left is the watch I found at the Countess mansion. Could be a lot worse, though. At least they didn't find the winter chip.